Get to your spot on the floor. We'll start from the bottom of our body and we'll work our way up. We're going to be doing some mobilization. So first exercise is called the combat stretch. You're going to put one foot planted on the floor and we're going to take the other one on the knee. We want to press our weight forward into that combat stretch. Your goal is to keep the heel on the ground and your goal is to push your knee out in front of your toe. But make sure you keep it in line with your toe. You're going to feel a little stretch on the inner thigh and then add a little pressure and hold. 3 to 5 seconds. You want to release and then you want to go back into it. When it comes to mobility, what you're trying to do is you're trying to find your end earned range of motion, apply tension there, and then let it back. One more time, in and now. Try to pull up your toes. Your toes will not be able to leave the ground, but pull your toes up. That should fire up the front side of your shin. And now try to push your toes into the ground. Push your toes into the ground. Keep that pressure forward. Great. And let's switch legs. Other side. Right foot on the ground. Left knee down. You're going to apply pressure. Some people like to hold their heel to the floor as they apply pressure forward. 3 to 5 seconds. Let up. And then come back in. Now try to play with your toes. Push your toes to the floor. Grip the ground with your feet. You're going to fire up the backside. Lift your toes off the ground. Towards your shins. Hold. Fire up the front side of that shin. Let up. And let's do one more of those. At your own pace. When it comes to mobility, what you're trying to do is you're trying to find what feels tight. What feels a little bit not normal. Every joint is different every day. From here, take your left leg out in front, go into a runner's lunge. Back knee on the ground, right or left leg forward. Push your hips forward. We're going to do a little flow here. Same elbow to same ankle. Drop it as low as you can. Add a couple of pulses, and then open up and reach to the sky. Your eyes follow your hand. Hold at your end range of motion. Apply tension and drop that elbow. We're going to do this 3 times. Elbow drop to rotate. That's number 2. Elbow drop to rotate. That's number 3. Keep your left foot planted on the floor and shift back. Your foot is flat down. You've got your chest to your thigh. You're stretching your back side of your leg. Breathe. Now bring your toe up and drop a little bit deeper into that hamstring. Drop a little deeper. Hips to the floor. Push down. And let's go for that same thing. Elbow drop. Flow at your own pace. Elbow drop to reach 3 times. And then a hamstring stretch with your foot flat. And then your toe up. Once you finish, elbow drop to reach 3 times. Shift back. Flat foot. Keep it planted on the ground. And then when you feel good, toe up. Drop deeper into that hamstring. We're only going to do this one more time on this leg, and then we'll do the exact same thing on the other leg. Your own pace. Where does it feel sticky? Where does it feel a little uncomfortable? That's where you want to spend a little more time. Eyes follow your hand the whole way. I'm on the hamstring shift. When you feel your foot flat on the ground, you should feel a little more in the calf. A little bit more in the calf and the back of the knee, and then as you toe up, you're all the way back in the hamstring, maybe even a little bit in the glute. When you finish your 3rd set, back into a downward dog, just to have a little bit of a transition. Right leg up and through, other side. Right leg, now take the right elbow down to the right ankle. Open up that right hand to the sky, eyes follow that hand. Is one side a little bit less range of motion than the other? Does one side feel better than the other? You should be noticing this, and you should be taking notes, because that's an imbalance that's caused from our daily movement. Once you finish your 3 rotations, shift back into your hamstring, foot stays flat, and then toe up and drop into that hamstring. Again, round 2, elbow drop, rotate. When you have movements in everyday life, let's say you are driving, your right leg is doing all the work, your left leg is relaxed. Maybe you're shifted over and you're only holding the steering wheel with one hand. Maybe when you brush your teeth or comb your hair, you spend 15 minutes doing that and it's all with your right hand. This can cause imbalances, I promise. So throughout the day, do things that are opposite of what feels normal. Maybe you brush your teeth with your left hand. That's called the stranger. When you brush your teeth with your left hand. All right, I'm on my last flow with my hamstring, flat foot. And when you've finished your third round, we're going to go into a runner's lunge position. Let's go back to that left leg forward. And now what we want to do is we want to lift that back knee off the ground. What you're going to do is you're going to drive your hips forward. And then if you have the flexibility, you want to be into a IT band rotation. So you're going to rotate to the side. You're going to bring this foot up on the knife edge. You should feel this stretch all on the side of your body. And then back to a downward dog. So downward dog, right leg up and through. Keep the knee off the ground. Hips forward. And then if you have it, you can turn to the side. This is also called fallen warrior. If you do one of these numbers, you have the knife edge of your right foot. You have your back leg down to where your IT band is pointed straight to the ground. There you go. Drop that ankle. Yep. And then other side. Downward dog. From the side view, hips to the ceiling, left leg through. Keep your knee up, hips drop to the floor, and then knife edge your body. Both of your feet go to the knife edge if you have this. If you do not have this, then just stay in that runner's lunge. Back to that downward dog. We're going to do one more after this, each side. Keep the knee up. Rotate on your knife edges. You want the IT band down to the floor. You want that ankle to rotate to the floor. Eyes at your fingertips. Last one each side. Downward dog. Left leg up and through. Drive the hips forward and fall onto the knife edge of those feet. Will you tell me the time? Last one. Right leg. And when you finish your flow, meet me in a 90-90 position. 90-90. You want one leg parallel to the front. One leg at a 90-degree angle in the back. From here, chest lifted. You're going to take your arm, thread the needle underneath. Your opposite shoulder drops towards your opposite knee. Once you're here, sit up tall, keep your legs where they are and rotate, twist. Hold it there, and then flow to the other side. Awesome, same thing. Thread the needle underneath your hand. Opposite shoulder to opposite knee. Sit up tall, chest lifted, keep your feet planted, rotate the body. Now flow to the other side. Great. Flow at your own pace here, 3 times each side. This will be number 2. So you have your body twisting, you have your hips, your glutes stretching. When you sit up, you're going to rotate the opposite direction and then flow. Keep those knees at 90 degrees. If you need an option, you can pull those knees a little closer. The closer your heels are in, the less stretch, the more your knees are at 90 degrees, the more. Sit up tall, twist, rotate. One more time each side. Thread the needle. Yes! How low can you go? Every exhale, get a little deeper. Yeah. Sit up tall, rotate upper body. Last flow. Perfect. Thread the needle. Deep exhales. Allow the body to relax into that stretch. All right, friends, meet me back at that 90-90 position. The back leg. You're going to support yourself with your hand, lift it off the ground. 15 knee extensions. Warm up the glutes. 15 knee extensions. I'm doing 3, 4, 5. You can help as much or as little as you want with that arm. 10, 11. Oh, this warms up that glute right there. 13, 14, 15. Switch your flow. Right leg forward, left leg back. Lift that leg off the ground. Extensions. Slowly controlled. The knee stays the same length off the ground. If you have the flexibility or the strength, you can take your hand off the ground. Pretty tough. 10, 11, 12. Keep that toe pointed forward. 14, 15. Nice. Tabletop position. Hands and knees. From here, you're going to take your body, extend the left arm to the left, and rotate the right armpit towards the ground. So from the front, you have left hand to the left, rotate. You want to stretch all the side body, your lat, drop it down, and flow side to side. You're stepping your hand up the same side over to the side, and then reaching across the floor. Butt stays lifted, and you got that armpit dropping to the floor. Side to side. Hold as long as you want. Exhale, get a little bit deeper if you can. We're going to go 2 more each side. What's our time at? 56? We're doing perfect. 1 more time each side. Fantastic. Woo! Meet me back in tabletop. Keep the hands under the shoulders. One hand at the temple, elbow wide. This is called the prisoner rotation. Rotate your elbow to the sky, and then rotate your elbow down to the other hand. Rotate the spine, keeping your hips square. When you do this, the hips try to rotate. You want to keep your hips square to the floor. Just a small rotation of that upper spine. This is where people lack their range of motion. This could be a very small movement for some. Not very many people can get their elbow to point all the way up to the ceiling without those hips rotating. 2 more on this side. And then let's switch other side. 2 more on the other side. Fingertips to temples, rotate, and open up. Eyes follow your elbow. What you're not doing is you're not pulling on your neck. You got just a light little fingertip at the temple, rotating. We got 1 more stretch here after we finish. Let's go 3 more on this side. We're going to go into a downward dog, but we're going to stay there for a little bit. So take breaks as needed. Let's go ahead and plant the hands, kick it back into downward dog. From here, lift your heels off the ground. And what you want to do is you want to drop your right heel to the floor and drop your right hip to the floor. And then side to side. It's called a tail wag with our downward dog. You're going to feel your obliques stretch. You're pedaling out your feet. And you're dropping that hip side to side. Yeah. Breathe. Looking good, team. 2 more each side. Go ahead and slowly walk your hands back towards your feet and roll up nice and slow. Awesome job, team. All right, stay loose, grab some water. I'm gonna start us in our warm-up. Let me set the screen up. That was our mobility flow. I will post that again if you loved it. Woo, we got a bunch of peeps on. All right, team, dynamic warm-up starts in 30 seconds. Grab some water. Get your heart rate monitor on, and let's do this thing. We got agility session for you, also used to call flex core. We're going to start the workout high intense. We'll drop to the floor in the middle and do core work, and then we'll finish with a nice high intense Tabata block. Let's take a large lunge position, keeping our feet planted for all 10 reps. Drive your hips forward. And then shift back into that hamstring stretch. Do 5 on this side and 5 on the other side. So hips forward, chest up, drop back. You can even lift that toe up if you like. Do 5 flows on this leg, and then we'll stand up and we'll do 5 flows on the other leg. Oh, I'm proud of you guys for getting up on a rainy Saturday morning. Switch those legs whenever you hit your 5 rounds. Let us know if you have any questions in the chat. You will need a couple of small weights or 1 larger weight if you'd like to challenge some of the exercises. Some people use backpacks filled with water bottles or canned goods. Others use big old jugs of detergent. Whatever you got here. Second exercise, wide sumo, lateral shift. Your booty stays the same height off the floor, and you just slide side to side. Your toes are pointed forward. We're doing 10 here, 5 each side. And then we're going to shin cradles. We are going to be so loose for this workout. Okay. Standing up for the third exercise and opening up your hip. Heel in, knee out. If you have issues with balance or knee issues, you can always pull that knee straight up to your chest. Let's do 10 total, 5 on each side. Feel free to make this a gate opener or a long leg gate opener. You're just trying to get those hips a little bit more warm. 3 minutes to our workout, team. Next 2 exercises are higher intense. We're going to go with our heels up butt kickers for 30 reps, 20 reps. If you're not jumping or running today, march it out. Jumping jacks are last. You can go step jacks as well. Light athletic feet, 20 reps, and then we're right back up to the top. If you're not jumping, you're stepping. 2.5 minutes. Our goal for the next 2.5 minutes is to get that body warm, to get that blood flowing, to get that sweat going. For the second round, let's go a little quicker. Speed up the rest. Feel free to stand after each of these hamstring and lunges. If you would like to go like Tad, I prefer to stay low. Final 2 minutes here, team. Goal is to get that heart rate up. If you have a heart rate monitor on, into that green zone. I want you guys to remember what you feel like starting this workout. Are you more loose if you took that mobility flow with us? See if you can just visualize and feel the performance enhancement. Coming up on the final 90 seconds, make sure both sides get equal reps here. I got my trusty side kicks, Coach Rock to my right, Jamie to my left. They're going to be demoing, and they're going to be showing options and challenges for you. Keep us updated in the chat. If you need anything, I'll keep an eye on it if I can. What exercise are you going to choose for the final 20 to 30 to get that heart rate up? Jumping jacks, running man, speed skaters, whatever you got here. That was fun. Final minute.
I'm still sore from that.
For those of you playing along with bingo, you can knock off a weekend workout. If you took the mobility flow, you crushed a couple of squares. I'm proud of you. Feel free to go into some speed squats, some jump squats, running in place, running man. Get that heart rate up, get that body warm. Last 30. Now we can see our beautiful faces. 15 seconds. Finish up in that warm-up.